Hello. So let's start it. This installation is mostly to this year 2021. So after you boot the USB installation drive in your laptop, it means that you are booting from the USB. You will get this prompt, and here the first step is to use load keys with the name of the country where your keyboard is from. In this, for example, is from Finland. It's okay, and you will configure the right keyboard setup. The next step is to run this command, Wi-Fi menu. And this basically, it's more common today to get Wi-Fi access. Everybody has it, so when you run it, you will get a Windows where you will be able to choose the wireless network, and you can add easily the password. Now, as I am connected, I don't need to do it anymore. So after that, you will get access to internet. For example, let's try here and here. After that, you should update the update ECTL to true, this command. Go to the time. It's today. This time it's now. Let's take a look to the disk. It's important here that I'm on my BIOS is booting in FE mode, so I will format the hardware based on this information. To do it, you should use the following command. SDA, okay, that you can see here the SDA is the hard drive, and the SDB is the USB drive. It's only 238 gigas, so let's format it, and let's go. Enter. Okay, it's let's, I guess here in this here it's in mode MBR, but I will switch to GPT. Okay. Maybe it's not easy to visualize. Let me confirm it here. Let me okay, let's now maybe this view is better. Okay, so okay, now that the visualization is better, you will be able to see here what I'm running with fdisk. I will run it again. Fdisk SDA. Okay, I press M to help. Now it's in MVR mode. I will switch to GPT. I press G. And yeah, it switched. It created a new GPT disk label. It's also showing now warning. Okay, now I'm going to format it. I will delete everything that is here. Maybe I will. Okay. Create a new partition, FE system, new. First sector will be of 512 megabytes. Let's list what the okay, here we're going to choose 1. It's the FE partition, and now I will create another one. I will repeat it because I didn't delete the previous partition. Okay, let's do the. Okay, there's no anymore, and I will switch to GPT and press J. Okay, now here in GPT, it's to check it. We press help. You can see here it's GPT. If you would like to switch to MBR, you can press M, upscale. Okay, but now we're going to create the partitions. First we press M, which is the first partition, the first sector, and the end of this partition will be, as the size is going to be 512 megabytes. Press like this, and we change the partition type. In this case it's 1, it's FE system. Now we create another one, another partition. It will be the default, partition number 2. The first sector is okay. The second sector will be, it's the swap. Mostly we can choose, for example, 16 gigas. It's up to you basically. Sometimes it's related to the size of the memory of your laptop. Okay, after that we will change the partition type. We press T. In this case it's the 19, that it's a Linux swap. Okay, we will change the partition type of the partition number 2. Here we should choose 2, and the partition type is Linux swap. It's 19 in this case. If you like to know the list of these partition types, you can press L, but I will show you after. Now we create a partition of where is the dev data and the root is going to be created. We should create a new partition. We press 3. Go to the default. The first sector is also the default, and the last sector is also the default. The partition type of the 3 is now it's the default. It's the Linux root. In this case is 24. Here I can list you with, if you press all the partition types that are available in this case. Q if you like to exit from this slide. Now you press in this case the partition type 24. It's the one related to the Linux root. As you can see here, to save it, you press down. Okay, now the partition is done. We can check it. Yeah, we have here our 3 partitions: SDA1, SDA2, SDA3, the sizes that we were commenting. Okay, now we go to format. After we did it, we're going to format the first partition, mkfs.fat. SDA1. Now we are going to format the partition of the swap, SDA2. Okay, and we format the root, the main one basically. Here is where our data will be saved, SDA3. Okay, it's formatting it. Okay, let's
Esse é o cara que eles estão comendo.
okay.
Essa é a carga deles.
Let's go.
É que veio do
The
outro.
format was finalized. Now we're going to mount it. Or mount 3.
Ah, o macaco pegou a placa.
Mount is
O macaco roubou a placa do outro.
now we're going to mount the swap on with this command of swap on. SDA2. Now we are going to install the main binaries of the operative system. The main ones that are the base in ArchLinux. So it's going to be downloaded from the main server, and let's start with the command packstrap. It will be installed in this partition. The base one is the base, little Linux firmware, Wing, network, XOR unit, XOR clock, extern, base devel is important, especially to compile some custom software with a IUR installation scheme. Now the E3, the Windows Manager, is very useful. E3 status, the menu, XOR the WM. It's a auxiliary Windows Manager in case of otherwise it's not running as expected. Open SSH, Network Manager, and Network Manager. Like the uploads. So let's go. So it will take a while. It's retrieving the information. In some cases, when it's not able to get the data from one specific server, it switches to the newest one. But here we have an error. Maybe There is something here. Authorization default. Okay, XOR. Okay, here there is an error. Here is XOR X clock. Now it will run. Okay, now it's installing. Maybe here there is something that I should did before, is to update the server list and also to choose the nearest one. In my case, I should choose the one that is related to Finland, but it's using the generic one. Yeah, it's mostly yeah, the idea is to choose the mirror list. You usually update it. You choose it's an etc pacman.d // mirror lists. You should edit it. So I didn't do it in this case. If I should did it before, maybe I could avoid these error messages, because it's trying to get initially to not an ideal servers. Here, for example, I'm getting information for Melbourne mirror. It's very far from Finland, but maybe it was it was in the beginning of this list. That's why I didn't get it. But okay. But instead of that, it's installing. It's take time. It's up, of course, to your internet connectivity. So only we should wait now. No. So let's wait. Take time. It's installing, still installing. Okay. Still installing. This is the biggest one. So let's wait. Let's wait, a little patient here, but that's okay. it's in 60% now, so we need only a little of patience to do it. The good thing of ArchLinux is that it's totally available for everybody. You don't need to pay for the license. It has a very strong documentation, a very big community, very organized community, and they are updating it mostly every day, and you are able to use most of the applications that are running on Windows. Most of them are adapted to run it, and the most important thing is that it's a Linux distribution, very light Linux distribution. I guess that's the most important feature of this operating system. And I use it not only in laptops, I use also this in embedded systems like Raspberry Pis and other ones. It's very flexible, it's very easily, well, not easily when you have the right information how to proceed it, but for people who are involved in embedded system development, it's totally easily to do it and live to run some specific applications, and you choose what applications is going to be used. You will activate only the ones that are really useful for you. That's the most important difference with another distributions. And the good thing is that you are going to do by your hand everything. You should do it. If you like to use only keyboards, you can do it everything without the dependency of to use a mouse. I guess that's the most important feature of ArchLinux. So if you have an old computer, I totally advise you to install it. It's I have used it a lot in these 2 years of pandemics here because I had many laptops that were not useful anymore to be used with Windows, but by the pandemic, as my relatives, they need to use any laptop because also the children's and everybody were connected by internet, so the dependency on a laptop was increased. So that's why I resuscitated these old laptops, and all of them are working with very high performance when I installed ArchLinux. So that is something that a very good experience, and the importance to use it, and I really advise to try it. So it's 80%. We're almost there. So just wait. Let's go 94, 95, 96, 88, 100. It's still installing. So wait. Still installing. maybe it was not a good idea to install all of the applications that I added. All of them are the basics for me, but it's also possible to install a more basic version of ArchLinux. Only the base softwares, but it's okay.
Deixa eu dar uma pausa no vídeo. As meninas mandaram um negócio que é pra ver assistir junto. Chama o Tiquinho maluco pra assistir. Quem é a Wanda que tá lá? Eu achando que era vida. Quê?
Oh, here it's something. Maybe you should update the keys. So, let's see. Let me check what's the solution for this issue. Let's check. Wait a moment, please. So.
Calma, não conhece.
Meu nome é Camila Genaro. Eu sou contadora de histórias.
Okay, let's see.
Ela entrou no grupo sem saber quem era. Entrou no grupo das meninas. Entrou uma menina
Okay, but
e mandou um link.
Mas a Alicia também deve estar se perguntando o que é caiu?
okay, let's try this.
Camila Genaro, contadora de histórias, está fazendo aqui. No meu WhatsApp, no domingo. Contar uma história.
So maybe it looks like we're going to initiate the game. So to avoid these error messages, let's edit the mirror list. Okay, I will choose the one that is
Fiquei muito emocionada, muito grata de poder estar aqui hoje contando essa história. E me fez lembrar, inclusive, de uma história que eu contei semana passada, no Dia das Mães, que começa mais ou menos assim. Dizem que há muito tempo atrás, o céu não era assim como a gente vê lá em cima. O
Let's
céu era
start here.
baixinho, mas tão baixinho, que as pessoas não conseguiam andar assim eretas. Elas andavam sempre curvadas. As crianças eram as únicas que andavam eretas.
Oh no, no.
Havia as crianças
What is it,
plantavam
guy?
ali, falar do horizonte, das coisas para os adultos, contar
Okay, let's copy the line Finland.
E elas iam passar exatamente pela mesma coisa. Que elas iam ficar encurvadas. Que elas iam deixar de vir.
Is this one?
Iam deixar de
So to do it.
elas estavam acostumadas a fazer. Elas sabiam que há muito remoto lá atrás, as crianças agiam de outra forma, então elas queriam ser crianças também. Então elas decidiam juntas. Elas iam levantar o céu.
Go to the beginning of the this file.
Elas queriam levantar o céu. Mudar o futuro. Elas queriam mudar aquela situação. Então elas foram lá. Construíram lanças.
Okay, now it's save it. You can see Finland is there. So
Como tinha combinado, elas foram lá, todas juntas, com suas lanças.
let's install only the basic in order to not to lose so much time. So let's go for
Não conseguiram, gente. Não conseguiram de jeito nenhum levantar o céu. O céu continuava
okay.
assim,
Let's go.
baixinho.
Let's see.
Mas elas desistiram? Não desistiram. Elas foram lá. Construíram
Yes, as you can see now,
pontiagudas.
there is no anymore the problem with this error because I've updated the mirror list.
Daquele mesmo grito de coragem e de vontade de futuro. Elas foram lá.
So let's see now how it's go.
2, 3 e arroz!
Probably we're going to have the same error related to the keys that are used. Maybe it's because I'm using an old USB. Maybe a good option is to update it. But let's see.
Uma vontade de futuro imensa. E um grupo olhou aquelas crianças e resolveu acolher, resolveu ajudar. Adivinha? Quem foram essas pessoas que resolveram ajudar? Adivinha? É hora que vocês respondem aí do outro lado. Adivinha quem foram essas pessoas? As mães e as mulheres foram lá. Ajudaram as crianças a fazer então lanças ainda mais fortes, mais potentes, mais pontiagudas, mais compridas e se juntaram todas as mulheres.
Let's wait. We wait before.
E naquele grito de futuro, sabe, de coragem, elas foram lá. 1, 2, 3, e o céu se levantou e nasceu exatamente no lugar onde a gente conhece. No final do dia, eles puderam se juntar em volta de uma fogueira para contar histórias. De repente, começaram a perceber umas luzinhas que vinham lá de cima. As crianças disseram: eita, eu acho que o céu ficou todo isso por acaso. E ali nasceram as estrelas. Dizem que sempre quando a gente conta essa história, uma estrela nasce.
Let's see now.
Mas eu não contei essa história à toa.
Same problem.
Eu contei essa história porque ela tem muito a ver com a história da Sandra. E a história da família da Sandra. A história que ela construiu junto com a sua família. Uma história de coragem, uma história de vontade de futuro e com muitas mulheres levantando o céu para ela.
Oh, there is a problem with
E ela levantando o céu para
a signature. So
Sabe, Sandra, muitas histórias chegaram e muitos adjetivos, mas o adjetivo que mais apareceu nas histórias que chegaram até os meus ouvidos foi determinada. Sandra nasceu numa família italiana, típica italiana, com muita festa, com muita conversa, daquelas famílias que a mãe prefere que os amigos venham para dentro de casa do que os filhos vão para casa dos amigos, sabe? Com muita coisa, muita comida, com muita festança. É uma
curates,
Incrível! Isso!
updated keyring.
Foi chegando uma, foi chegando outra, foi chegando outra, foi chegando outra. De repente, vocês estavam todas juntas, participando das comunidades, da igreja. Aí você entrou no coral, não foi, Sandra? Aí você resolveu que você tinha que aprender violão e foi aprender o violão. E aí você resolveu que você ia tirar carta sozinha. Todo mundo ficou sabendo só depois. Você decidiu que você ia casar também, sem ninguém ficar sabendo, inclusive, você lembra dessa história do casamento? Quando você resolveu casar? E aí, diz que você e o dia que estavam lá, todos simples, assim, e o padrinho e a madrinha, a Dani, estavam lá todos arrumados. E você disse, o que é isso? Porque essa é você. Determinada, corajosa, vontade de futuro. E que família? Que família você foi? Você está aí longe. Longe. Do outro lado do oceano, um tantão distante daqui do Brasil, longe das suas amigas, que acompanharam o seu primeiro parto. Acompanharam de muito pertinho quando a Malu chegou. Quando a Malu chegou, linda. E quando você disse que estava grávida da Malu? Que todo mundo experimentou uma sensação diferente, um sentimento diferente.
Okay,
Quando ela nasceu, suas amigas estavam do lado. E vocês também experimentaram juntas essa nova sensação. Os cachinhos da Malu foram nascendo e nos percebendo. Eram cachinhos igual ao seu. Mas os olhos não. Aqueles olhos amendoados da Malu eram do Dick. Com toda certeza eram dele. Ô, gente, que história incrível. Dick? Dick, que vocês conheceram onde? Já fiquei com vontade
and this introduction.
com vontade de estar lá para ver de perto essa história da salsa, se conheceram da salsa. Eu adorei essa parte da história. É claro que nem todas as histórias são flores, cheirosas e bonitas. Nem todas as histórias são assim. Nem todas as passagens da nossa vida são assim. Existiram perdas. Crianças que viraram anjos. Momentos de muita dor, de muito sofrimento. Mas que vocês estavam ali, juntas. A patota estava junta. Até para não comer nome de nenhum nome da patota. Eu aqui, ó. Eu anotei, ó. Tá aqui a caneta para deixar para não perder o nome de nenhum de vocês, ó. Trica, Dani, Nessa, Teia, Pati. Imagina, já pensou? Se eu pergunto o nome da patota? E é Sam. Porque é assim que vocês se tratam. Com apelidos carinhosos, com a rede de apoio. Que mesmo longe, tá aqui, presente. Querendo prestar essa homenagem para essa família que está nascendo mais um serzinho. A Hannah. Que dessa vez elas não vão poder estar junto ali na hora do parto, mas elas querem estar em forma de história, em forma de acolhimento, em forma de rede de apoio, com o coração no coração, bem ali, juntinho de você. Que tá tão longe.
Over the last try, maybe it's to use.
Ao mesmo tempo tão perto de cada um. Eu senti você aqui do meu lado, quando eu estava lendo as suas histórias. Eu senti você aqui do meu lado. Eu até comentei com a Adri.
Let's check, maybe it's a solution. Hopefully that this will be the solution.
Eu já quero fazer parte da patota também. Ah, eu posso, sei lá, ser a Mila, né? Já que vocês se tratam assim com apelidos carinhosos, já tem a K. Então, Camila, K não ia dar certo. Mas brincadeiras à parte, eu preciso falar que a família do Peru, a família do Brasil
it's updating the 117 keys, so I hope that it's a solution for this issue. Well, if it works, it's a very good exercise.
Viva o amor.
Let's wait.
Toda patota te deseja pra você sã, frutífero, trabalho, que a família de vocês cresça e floresça.
Let's wait.
Agraciada por Deus, uma flor assim.
So let's wait. Looks like it's updating the signature keys. So let's see.
Talvez só você jogando. Nem papai. Você pode continuar, né? Pode continuar, né?
Maybe the command is not this one. Is this one maybe? Yes, it's what I remember. Refresh keys. Let's see. So let's wait. Okay. I will reconnect laptop. Let's see, move. Okay, we are come back here. I guess that we should reinitiate since the beginning. But here there is one important thing to do. Okay, load keys, Wi-Fi menu, and then date CTL set. Okay. Okay, yes, but the partition is okay. Is the one that we did before. The format is also should be okay. Now let's mount it. Okay, now let's mount this weapon. There's a SD2. Now let's choose the mirror as we did before. In my case, I'm in Finland, so I will copy it. Okay, let's come back now. Let's choose what are the applications that I would like to install. To do it, I use Backstrap. But before it, let me update the problem that we were facing before. One reason is we should update.
Más loco que macaco.
let's synchronize with a server because I'm using an old USB installation from ArchLinux. Yes. Yes, now it's updating. It's very good. Amazing. Looks like now everything will work. Okay, now let's go to install the software. So package strap is the one. We install MNT and this mounting point. We just install base, Linux. So only this one. Let's see what we are able to install them. Now we have updated the key signature, so we shouldn't have problems now. So let's see. Let's see. So it was an interesting exercise. If we use the latest USB installation drive, maybe we shouldn't face this problem, but it's always important to update the keyring list because it's being updated continuously. So let's wait. We are installing it. Let's wait.
Cosa vai fazer?
Music in the background just to be better this experience. Let's enjoy. It looks like a package integrity checking passed, so now it looks like it worked as expected, so the problem was solved. Okay, it looks like it worked as expected. Now we install it. The base of this ArchLinux installation. So now let's go to the next step. Here, let me give you, because nothing of this I'm doing by myself. I'm using always as a reference the installation guide from ArchLinux. Let me show you here. Yes, here. Here is the full installation step-by-step description. The problem is that sometimes people don't usually have time and patience to read it carefully, and sometimes you think that this is not so easily. But let me tell you, if you read it completely, it's very easily. But what I have did is basically a brief explanation of all of this with the main step-by-steps that I usually use when I install ArchLinux. Here, for example, installation one is that we did before. We install it, we choose the mirror list. I run this command, backstrap. This is the basic one. I added another software. Now let's go to the configuration system. So in this case, I'm going to configure it. The other stuff. Okay. Now let's ArchRoot. Now let's change the routing into the new system. Okay. Now in the new system, now I will change the time zone. In my case is Helsinki, because now I'm in Finland. I created this symbolic link, and now I will update our clock also. What is common? It's here. Now let's edit this local gem file. So I use bin always. You can use another file editor, but I advise to use bin. And here, what they usually advise is to uncomment this one, and is the one that I usually do. You can do another one based on your preferences. And USDF. I guess it's this one. Yes. Okay. Now we should run local gem. Okay. Now let's edit the other file. etc/localconf. Language. It is a local. Okay. Not the same, but it's etc vconsole. Here. etc vconsole that is basically to configure the keyboard configuration, especially when we are going to use the terminal. not in the window with the Windows manner, but in this basic mode, without the terminal, without any graphical interface. So here we'll add a key map. Now let's configure the network. It's here, network configuration. So let's the name of this laptop will be maybe Dell laptop. Okay, Dell laptop. Now let's configure the other file, hosts. In this case, we should add a. I will copy just for the time, but you can. Here should be the laptop. Okay. Okay, perfect. After the configuration of the network, we will set the password. For this you should run password. Okay. Now the most important thing is the bootloader. To do it, let's install another software with Pacman now, because I'm sure root. Install group FE boot manager. Okay, now let's create a folder. Sophie and mount SD1 is the one that we created before. Now, as you can see here, the bootloader. Here it's interesting thing in the installation guide. It doesn't appear. It's not easily to identify, but you should enter to this link. Here you will get the step-by-step installation. Or maybe it's not here. Let me check. Okay. Ah, yeah, I remember. You should use, for example, we're using groups. In group, here you will get the information, the step-by-step how to install it. As you can see, now after I mounted the point where we're going to install the FE partition, now we are going to run this command, grew install, but for Wi-Fi systems should be this one. It's the one that we're going to run now. Group install targets. Boot Wi-Fi is the mount point of the bootloader, and here the name. So it should work. Here, okay. It's installing it, and at the end the configuration. Maybe you should run this command, the one that is here, but I will explain here. No error reported, okay. Okay, it is generating the 0 configuration file. It looks like it's okay now. So let's go to the initial one. Now, I'm not sure if I installed the network manager, but it's a good idea too. I remember if I installed it. Yes, I guess I installed it. So it's a good idea to enable it. Okay, so activated. Exit. Mount. Empty. And reboot. As I'm connected by SSH to the original laptop, maybe I will lose the connectivity SSH access on this laptop, but I will reboot and I will come back now. It's closed now, it's rebooting here. You are not watching it, but I will come back in some seconds. Maybe there is something missed, but I guess. Okay, it works. Okay, here, let me. I forgot to install the server of. Just 1 second, please. I'm coming back in some seconds. Okay. 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 Okay, now the other laptop got the IP, this IP, sorry for that. Okay, let's wait. Let me check here. Okay, now it's possible to access now. Yes, now I'm access. As you can see here, the host name is the Dell laptop, the name that we chose before. So it's working perfect now. But now I'm only accessing as root. The idea is to create another users. So to do it, you use the command user adds -n and the name of the user. User1, for example. And we're going to use the password user1. Choose the password that you like. Now there is another important thing, is that we like to install software with this user, so it means that it should be part of the sudo list of users. So to do it, we should edit the vsudo configuration file. To do it, we should do the following: editor, and here, scroll down here, root all. We're going to add user1 all equal Now I'm connected as user1. Now we are in the folder of this user1, so everything that I'd like to install, I should only use sudo pacman -s, the name of the, here the name of the so etc, etc, etc. Now the next step, another interesting thing is to configure and set up the Windows Manager, but I'm not going to do now by the time, but I hope that this live video streaming was enough for anyone who is going to face the issue, for example, related to the signature keys. Fortunately, we were able to solve it, and I hope that it could be used as a reference for other ones. So from my side, I'd like to thank you so much to everybody, and come and welcome to the ArchLinux world. I really advise you, and don't forget to only following step by step detailed in the wiki. You will be able to master on this amazing topic. So see you then, and I will stop the streaming now. Bye bye.